Let's start in September 11, 2001, and that's when the World Trade Center and the Pentagon were attacked. And Osama bin Laden, he was dealt with a few years later after that. But since then, the financial world has decided never again will it be hit with what it was hit with then. And it's all about stopping terrorism. So what has happened now? The Financial Action Task Force has gathered in Paris, and they've said we are going to be looking at various countries to stop the channeling of funds to terrorism. So they're going from country to country, and they've had a look at our country. Our banks are very good. Our big banks, they've got all sorts of measures in place to make sure that terrorism funds are not channeled. We saw what happened with the Guptas in that their accounts were closed down. They said, we're not doing business with you. So that's a big plus to us. But we do have holes in our system. So this task force in Paris, they basically turned around and said, we have got to, you South Africa, have got to get your act together. And that's exactly that. They've had a look at various businesses like the estate agency business and saying, you know what, people can actually buy property in our country and use that as a way to money launder. So we have to tighten things up. And we have one big problem. While our banks are fine, we have something called state capture. Now, the president very recently saying that he's now released his report and the things that he wants to do to deal with state capture. But the thing is it enough? If we don't get our act together by about February next year, this country faces being greylisted. What does that mean? It means that if we are greylisted, countries don't want to do business with us. Our growth at the moment stands at 1.9%. That's what they forecast for this year, although we did have the Transnet strike. So they're basically saying if you are greylisted, this could then affect your growth because we don't want to do business with you. So what are we doing about it? Well, government is taking this very seriously. They've got the anti-greylisting bill that's coming up for Parliament very soon. It's now a race against time to implement this bill so that people can't money launder in our country. BLSA, Business Leadership South Africa, recently they commissioned a report to say, let's have a look at greylisting. Let's see what happens with this. Are we compliant or are we not? They are saying there's an 85% chance that we will be greylisted, which again means people don't want to do business with us. So I suppose it's now a race against time to see if we can get that bill out there, close up all the channels and convince the world that after state capture, never ever again will it happen in our country that people can take money, channel the money out of this country and use it for nefarious activities. So that's what's going to be happening over the next 6 months. A race against time, all eyes now on Parliament.